Well, good afternoon or evening, everybody. It's really a pleasure to be here and talk about these two sensational products. The first one we're going to talk about tonight is really a mulligan stew of a number of different types of ingredients, which you could buy in many separate supplements to give your body vital, essential support and nutrition that it needs. But what we've done is we've taken our basic product, which was SupraOmega 3, which is a sensational omega-3 complex. It has the three types of omega-3 oils that come from algae, which is the fundamental source. And algae makes a certain type of omega-3 oil. And then krill in the ocean, shrimp-like creatures, feed upon the algae, and they create an omega-3 oil. And then fish feed on krill, and they create another omega-3 oil. And then, of course, fish feed upon fish, but the omega oil stays the same. But there are vast differences in performance between the types of omega-3 oils from one to another. In some cases, krill oil is 60 times better than fish oil, and in another, algae oil is 40 times better than it. And in other areas, fish is the best. And the biggest problem with omega-3 oils that come from the sea is contamination, mercury. So all of the omega-3 oils we take, we get from areas that are cold water areas, out of industrialized centers, and with that, they're screened to be free of mercury, which is the primary problem with fish oils. Now, most companies that do make omega-3s, even though they might say that they're low or they have no mercury in them, that has been found not to be the case. In fact, in most cases, they take anchovies or sardines and simply harvest them in vast quantities in ships, and then they simply grind them up and squeeze the oil out of them, and then package it, refine it, of course, and package it. But the mercury is there with it. With ours, we go to special lengths to make sure that it's mercury-free. So we have all three types of those omega-3 oils that were in our SupraOmega Plus. But I've known for a long time there are other omega oils that are very important to go with it that our bodies need. And so over a period of time and seeing the different products that people were needing and what they were using, there were many of them that were harmonious in a number of different ways. And so what I decided to do was to make a new super product, one that incorporated a half a dozen different types of systems together, all in one package. And that's what we've done with SupraOmega Plus now. So it has a complement of the omega-3 oils. Now, when we say that, there's more than omega-3 oils. There's omega-3s, and there's 5s, and 6s, and 7s, and 9s. And so they're all very important for our health. And with all of those, we have to, other than omega-9, we have to ingest them from foods that are within what we eat. Our body can make omega-9s, but it's not too efficient at it. So as a consequence, we put all of these together in our SupraOmega Plus. So we have all of the omega oils from 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. Now with that, there's another thing that's important to consider. The ratio of these oils is really critical, because if you don't get them in the proper balance, then your body can get out of a balance, and especially that has to do with the omega-6s in relationship with the omega-3s. I won't go through all of the details with it, but it's important for you to know that you need all of these omega oils because they're so vital to so many functions in your body, which we'll talk about. But the critical thing in it is having them free of mercury, and then the next thing is to have them in the balance so that they create health rather than damage health. And that's another reason not to take them individually, even though you might need them, because most people don't know what they do need, and it's so easy to get them out of balance. So what do omega-3s really do? Well, they're so important to support the body. Now, we're going to talk about the ingredients in particular, and you need to understand that we're not going to talk about how our product functions itself, because we haven't tested it. We haven't gone through a series of clinical studies so that we can make claims that our product will do this. Even though we are using the ingredients in what we consider to be the maximum dosage to give the optimal effects on it, the Food and Drug Administration won't let you make claims for your products unless you've had them tested. And that takes quite a bit of processing to do, and it's terribly expensive, and sometimes it takes into the drug categories, which we don't want to be involved with. So what we're going to do is talk about the individual ingredients, telling you that they are in our products, and then you can, as with here in the United States, they have an act called the DSHEA, the Dietary Supplemental Health Education Act, and you'll be able to determine for yourself what you think the benefits are and to use these products. Now, likewise, we're going to have a scientific page that will have copies of the studies and reports on these individual ingredients, so if you want to learn more about it, you can. But in the most part, people, when they buy a product, they want to know the benefit, not necessarily the features, or just a little bit about them. So let's talk about the array of advantages that omega-3, 3, 5, 6, and 9s have. And here's how they really add up. They play specific roles, each one of these, in overall health. And these types of oils can have very good health benefits that they support your body in. And here's what they are. They can support the body in its fight against coronary heart disease, and also supports the body for stroke, for diabetes, and supports it for healthy nerve activity. Also, it's very important to support for vitamin absorption and to support a healthy immune system. And, of course, it supports cell development. Now, also these omega-3s are a part of the nutritional cycle of where it makes the coating around most of the cells that are in your body. You need to understand that the cells in your body, essential omega-3 oils are essential to that, especially vital for brain tissue, and you've heard perhaps that fish is brain food. Well, it is to speak because of the omega-3 oils that are in it, but it goes far beyond that. So your whole neurological system, from the brain to the nerves to everything, really is heavily dependent upon omega-3 oils as well as the others. So these oils are very important for all of those types of things. So with it, you also have a synergistic effect with a lot of other things, and keeping them in balance is very important in doing that. The health benefits, of course, is the omega-3 oils and the 5s, the 6s, and the 9s in modern diets are really deficient. So we need to increase the amount of it, and it's difficult to get that in the food that we're eating. But there's a number of things that it's very good for in supporting your body for cholesterol levels. In fact, one study shows, or a number of studies show that if you have a good amount of the omega oils within your body, that your triglycerides can be reduced, and you can take your good cholesterol and increase it, and also the bad cholesterol, the LDL cholesterol. The HDL can be increased, the LDL can be decreased. And in other cases where LDL can be a problem, some of the omega-3s oils actually take the LDL, the bad cholesterol, and it makes it clump together, which is actually a very good thing to have happen, because the smaller the particle size is thought to be more conducive to plaquing within the arteries. And so, as a consequence, the omega-3s can work a number of different ways in doing that. Now, they're also very high in a couple of things called DHA and EPA. And those things are so significant to support your fight against cardiovascular disease. And in some studies, they show that if you can take up to about 664 milligrams a day, they were associated with an approximately a 40% reduction in cardiovascular disease and a significant reduction in all-cause mortality. So you can see how important those ingredients are. So what we've done with them is we've put them in the highest optimal levels that we think is possible to give you the very best support that you can. We've also made sure that it is enriched with the DHA and the EPA to bring it to the highest levels that we think the studies are showing gives the very best results to support your body. But now, from almost out of nowhere, comes another omega-3, which is called omega-7. And omega-7 is really quite a fantastic ingredient. Now, I'm not going to try and steal Dr. Oz's thunder because he's been very famous in promoting a lot of ingredients. But he's come out recently and talked about the value of an ingredient called sea buckthorn extract, which is really high in omega-7s, but a lot of other things too. However, it really kind of surprises me because the information's been around for a long time, but of course he's not discovering this. Somebody is bringing him to it. I had sea buckthorn in my SpectraMax, which I brought out in 2006. But because it was in the liquid, it was a very difficult product to drink because it had a very strong flavor, and so I pulled it out of that because of it. But now here we're putting it in the SupraOmega Plus, and since it's in a capsule, we can blend it in. And does it have power? In fact, as Dr. Oz was advocating as one of the really fantastic products for overall health in the entire world, and it's hard to deny that. However, let's not play on what he says because it's been said long before him, and we've said it ourselves here at Sisel, and Dr. Oz wants to protect what he's doing, so we're not going to use him to advertise what we already know, and science does too. But it's really the ultimate plant-based omega source. So it supports things in an incredible way for healthy cholesterol levels, healthy sugar levels, balancing liver fat, inflammation, healthy arteries, and a lot more. It's literally a superfood, and it contains a lot more than just the omega-7. It also has a perfect balance of 3, 6, and 9s also with it. Now, isn't that amazing on top of that? So here we're already heavily fortifying this product with DHA and the EPA, which is so important in omega-3s. Then we're using 3 types of omega-3s from algae, krill, and fish. Then on top of that, we're using the 5s and 6 and 9s. And now we bring the sea buckthorn extract in it, which has got 3, 6, 7, and 9s, and also in what's considered to be a perfect balance. And this one is a plant source. So as well as the 9s are plant source. And so the power of it is incredible because of this balance. And remember, I said at the beginning, balance is so important with omega-3s. So if you're just buying them independently and using them, you're probably, and you do need them all, you'll be getting them out of balance. But by putting them all together is really fantastic. So sea buckthorn is like a superfruit. It contains over 190 phytonutrients, vitamins, minerals, and of course the essential fatty acids. And it has supercharged antioxidants and other bioactive nutrients. So it's an important source of the omega-3s and omega-7, but all of these other ingredients with it. And really, it's the only complete plant source that offers every omega fatty acid and includes a beneficial amount of omega-7. No other source can even begin to compete with it. So that's really the highlight of this product. But some of the other features have is impressive too, because within this 190 phytonutrients and the super antioxidants that it has 5 times more SOD, that's superoxide dismutase, which is the premier anti-aging antioxidant of the body. It has 5 times more of it than ginseng does. Now remember, in our coffee, chaga has an enormous amount of superoxide dismutase too. And as we get older, that falls off. And as it falls off, we really need to supplement it because we can age much, much faster as it falls off. So here we have now with our SupraOmega Plus, with all these ingredients, and now with the sea buckthorn, we have, it contains 5 times more SOD than ginseng. It has 3 times the vitamin A of carrots. It has 10 times the vitamin C of oranges, and it has the highest levels of vitamin E of all the fruits found in nature. So it offers a complete range of things. Like if you're into the nutritional of this aspect of it, of carotenoids, the tocopherols, phytosterols, phospholipids, anti-inflammatory compounds, things like ellagic acid, folic acid, ferulic acid, tannins, flavonoids, quercetin, which is a very important one too, and a variety of more. So by now adding this super fruit into our product, we have a colossal formulation. Don't you agree? But that's not all. We're looking at this. So if you took all of those together, what do you think that would cost you a month to buy that many ingredients? I would bet you it would be in excess of $100 a month to use them. But for this, it's half that price. But that's not all. We also have added some other things that are very, very important that all work with it in harmony and means less products that you have to buy, less things you have to think about, so that the total of all the ingredients is greater than the sum of the parts, if you will. So another one we've put into it is rosemary oils, essential oils, and they are essential. And they're very important to help hair grow stronger and longer, and they're very effective for symptoms of that happens with certain types of viruses. They provide support for relief of respiratory infections and helps for support against indigestion. It really helps support blood circulation and for supporting the body's fight against pain. Powerful for supporting and strengthening the immune system. It's really essential ingredient for toning skin and dryness, and that's all in the rosemary that we put in it. So there is another incredibly powerful one for you to consider in this product. So you can see how very powerful it is. Now another one that is vital, that works with these, all in synergistic coordination, is coenzyme Q10. Now there's lots of benefits in coenzyme Q10, but we've added it into this formula too. Why not? We're putting it so you can buy all of these different ingredients in one formula. And of course, coenzyme Q10 is an antioxidant, but it is a potent one. It's very powerful, and it really helps to create the energy molecule of all of the cells in the body, ATP. So it's really important for that. And as we get older, the levels of it that we produce goes way, way down. So supplementing it is really important because it supports your body's ability to maintain healthy blood pressure, cholesterol levels, arterial health, and definitely a strong heartbeat. It's really the most important molecule to support the heart of any that I know. It also has some real good health benefits for gums, brain, skin, and there's even some studies out now showing that it can support to help prevent migraines and even slow hearing loss. So isn't that amazing? One product can do that. Now there's different types of a couple of types of coenzyme Q10 that's available in the market, and with that, people will tell you you could use ubiquinone, which a lot of people do, or ubiquinol. And although both forms are effective, 95% of the coenzyme Q10 that exists in your body is ubiquinol. So if you take a supplement, somebody's trying to tell you to take ubiquinone, well, in your body it has to be converted to ubiquinol, and the possibility of that conversion doesn't happen very efficiently. That's why I consider ubiquinol the better of the two. In addition to that, we're putting a very high level of it in, much, much higher, a triple than what the recommended daily allowance would be for that. That doesn't mean it's unsafe. It just means it gives you much more benefit for taking it. Now, doesn't that just about exhaust you listening to everything that's in this product? But we're not done yet. We've also added vitamin D3. And vitamin D3 is the best of all the vitamins. But most supplements that are out there will have about 200 units of vitamin, and that's the RDA, for vitamin D3. And really, vitamin D3 is what's formed from the vitamin D is converted to vitamin D3 in your skin. But we don't use that amount. We use 1,500 units, which is the maximum amount that we can put into it that will be approved throughout the world. So we've taken it right to the max. From 200, we've gone to 1,500, so it's extremely high. In fact, with our your coenzyme Q10 that we were talking about before, we've got you take 3 capsules a day, and there's 60 milligrams in each one, so it takes you way up into the high ranges there too. And that's what we're trying to do, is put this in not the minimum RDA you need, but the maximum that we think will give you the very best benefit. Now, vitamin D3 plays a significant role in overall health. It has, really it's a vitamin, but it has a hormone-like activity. And one study showed that, for instance, that age-related declines in kidney function is really tied to declining rates of vitamin D3. And so it's important that an older person, which gets a lot less of it and less sun and all the other things with it, really needs to supplement. And in an analysis I did of some medical literature, found that at least 1,000 to 2,000 units of vitamin D3 per day is necessary to reduce the risk of colorectal cancer. And so lesser amounts of that didn't have any effect. So here we're sitting right there at 1,500 milligrams. Does it mean it will do it? No, we're just telling you what the studies show. We can't say our formula does because it hasn't been tested. But with Duché, you have a right to know what the studies are and what they can do, and we will post all of these so that you can see them and what they do. Now, the final one that I'm going to talk about is camelina oil, and camelina oil is the last one. It comes from it's known as wild flax. Now, a lot of you have heard how good flax is for you. It's very good in a lot of ways, especially for digestive processes and a number of the physiological processes that are on our body. This is a plant source, and it's very high in EPA, and the type that is converted directly into some of the compounds that are really important for biological health. So the use of this product is complementary to the array of the other omega oils that we have in this all the way through. So we use it because it'll increase absorption of nutrients and many of those types of things, make the oils more bioavailable. And with it, we have an ingredient that is in it that's called alpha-linoleic acid, which is ALA. And it is really a powerful product that is used to support the body in its fight for inflammation and in the production of many of the enzymes. And so the whole product is full of all of these ingredients, all in one formula. So if you had to sit down and take a look at it and say, what would all of these ingredients cost me if I put them all together? I think it would really be good exercise to go to the store and just lay them out in these types of doses to see. And I'll bet you it would exceed, or be close to or exceed $200 a month to use it. But here we have a product that's sitting there. I don't know the exact price, but I think it's $56, if I remember correctly, for a month's supply with all of these ingredients all in one. So SupraOmega Plus is just that. It's like, how many did we read? I don't know what we went through. Probably 8 different compounds that are in it, and some of these, like the sea buckthorn, has so many in it, so vast, that here is a super nutrient for you that is like a multivitamin, only in all of these other areas to help you to support your body to obtain the most optimal health that we think is possible. So I hope you agree with this. It's well worth it. It's a lot of work to put all this together. You can imagine this array of it. Could you see 8 different bottles sitting on your counter, and you're taking all of those to get what you want, or just one bottle of SupraOmega Plus at such a reasonable price? It's a fantastic buy.